Today we're here with Charlie Bailey from Beho Beho.
Thank you.
So Charlie is the owner of Beho Beho, and you've been involved with Beho Beho for quite a while.
I've been going to Beho Beho every year for 46 years.
Don't look a day over 46, Charlie.
Thank you, Joel. Yes, it's the hair, dear.
46 years Beho Beho's been in the Bailey family.
Longer. My father bought it in 72.
Wow.
So it's 50 this year. No, 50 last year.
50
I didn't think about that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's 50 last year. There's been quite a bit of water. There's a lot of water under the bridge in recent years, yes.
Yeah, we've missed the trick. Talking about water under the bridge,
Yeah.
the big sort of controversy, shall we say, controversy,
Yeah.
how do you say it? Anyway.
Is the dam.
Is the dam. Do you know what's going on? Has it been finished? Has it been...
No, it hasn't.
built?
It hasn't been finished. They're way behind. They're still doing quite a lot of, for example, Tazara, the railway, has just bought this huge truck to take huge pieces of section to the dam there. So it's going to be manufactured outside and in. The only advantage I can say for us is all the game have run away from the trucks and the construction, and our game viewing is spectacular.
So the construction and the trucks are going around the edge of the park? Or
No, they're going through the park, they come into
Yeah.
Nyerere, so they then follow the main thing up to Matambwe, and then they drop down to Stiegler. So it's going through all the game viewing areas of the other side. I have not been to see it. I've landed at Matambwe going in and out, seen the trucks in a row.
So the current season
Yeah.
seems to be doing pretty well, but the previous two seasons, of course, we had COVID and people weren't travelling as much.
COVID, of course, closed everything down.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. Let's be blunt about that. Then the year after COVID, people were still not certain about whether they were travelling. So, yes, we got numbers, but not significant numbers.
Yeah.
And then this current year, we had allowed people to postpone or to this year up until October, and I think it's fair to say everybody in what is now the Nyerere National Park, or what was the Selous, north of the Rufiji, saw up until October a reasonable season. Since October, the numbers have gone down dramatically.
That's normally, I think, sort of Selous Nyerere National Park. That's normally what happens. We see,
and then it
sort
picks
of
up, and
from November it gets a bit quiet through to the end of the season, and then the next season, June, July, August. There's no reason not to go to Nyerere National Park.
No, none at all. I mean,
in November, December, January, February.
November, December, it's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so in November, December, it is hot, and it's the short rains. They've been delayed this year.
Yeah.
So we've had some rain in January. And
short rains being a little shower.
Well, a short rain being an hour's deluge.
You mentioned Selous Nyerere National Park. So, of course, the Selous changed from the Selous Game Reserve to Nyerere National Park. Has that affected Beho Beho in any way?
No, the Selous is the Selous. Oh, sorry, Nyerere National Park.
The Selous is Nyerere National Park.
I'm sorry, I'm an old man and 46 years, that's why.
46 years in.
Yeah, 46. They've kept the Selous Game Reserve, and it's now down in the south. And so there is Nyerere National Park and the Selous Game Reserve.
So Nyerere National Park is the photographic side, and Selous Game Reserve is the southern part, which is not used for
But they've taken some of the hunting areas away, and they want to promote tourism
into those areas. So they will become into Nyerere National Park, or they will.
I really don't know. I mean, it is the first year that Tanapa has taken over from Tawa. Yeah. The Nyerere National Park is still a very special place to go, even if there are changes.
Scenery hasn't changed.
Scenery hasn't really changed.
Wildlife hasn't changed.
No, and as I said, Beho Beho, we've got a hell of a lot more. So that's it. Yeah. The only thing I suppose we don't do anymore. The big thing in the Selous was fly camping.
Yeah.
Once upon a time. So it was the river and fly camping, which were the big things.
So we had the tree house.
Well, before we had the tree house, Joel, we had the bush nights.
We did have the bush nights, yeah. We're going back.
Hold on. Yeah, but I'm an old man, so I mean, 46 years being in there. So we've been through that thing, and the tree house doesn't exist. The termites had a hell of a good lunch and dinner during COVID.
It worked out for someone.
It worked out definitely. They always say something good comes out of something bad. So anyway, that has not been done. And of course, we haven't decided. It won't be this year. We'll be putting it back in.
Okay.
And as you know, with Beho Beho, we don't usually try and do what we've done in the past.
Yeah.
So we've done a bush night. We've done a tree house. What can we do which is different?
So the tree house is gone. But before COVID, Bailey's Banda.
Yes.
Which is your private house in the bush, which is for people who want to experience Beho Beho privately. So that was created.
And that's been selling very well, especially since COVID. It's interesting, the wildlife is back there. I mean, Bailey's Banda, the last time I was there, a couple of months ago, and you'd wake up in the morning, you'd see a rustling or a tree move or a whatever. And in fact, this time you saw 5 elephants. You didn't see just one.
Yeah.
So the elephants come back. The gardener is back. Titan is back.
So they're the resident elephants.
They're the resident elephants. They're back. The bush buck, which we had, is no longer there. We've had the Beho Beho Pride. They took up residence again in Banda 6, and then they had a real chomp at the swimming pool. And they seemed to didn't like the chairs, and they were sitting, and they were at the swimming pool for 3 days. But the beauty of it was it didn't make too much of a difference because now everyone's got a plunge pool.
Yeah.
So people could cool off in their own.
So that was another addition that was again just before COVID started.
Yeah.
It was plunge pools on 7 of the rooms.
7 of the rooms, correct. Yeah. And Bailey's Banda, we've got the smaller.
You've got the small pool. Well, I think the thing with Beho Beho that we've always been excited when we work with you is the evolution, that every year something has changed, the product has moved on, has evolved.
And partly most of that has actually been the guiding.
Yeah.
Because we started with Spike, and then we went on to Sasha, and then we went to Ian, and then we went to Sean, and then we went over.
So Sean came after Spike.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay. I'm old, Joel. I'm old. Okay, so yes. Whichever. Anyway, I got it. I remembered his name at least. So we go through that process, and then now it's more Heribert, who had trained under Sean.
It's good to have a team of Tanzanians.
No, I'm very chuffed with that. We're really chuffed with that.
So in Beho Beho, the team's strong.
Yes, very. Mm-hmm.
The product, the camp is looking good with its
very
plunge pools,
yes.
Bailey's Banda. Mm-hmm. The wildlife seems to concentration seems to be increasing in and around Beho Beho because of the disturbance from the
construction.
But that doesn't have any effect on Beho Beho apart from.
We're lucky.
The wildlife, we don't.
We're separate. No, we're separated completely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all seems really good then.
Wonderful. Just book now.
There you go. We'll make a salesman of you one day. I think that's pretty much it for Beho Beho.
Yeah.
On this channel,
yes.
Normally we have a secret spot.
Okay, what?
It's a secret spot.
Secret
spot. It's usually what's happening in the future. Is there anything in the future for Charlie Bailey in Tanzania? Is there anything new in development? Are there ideas? You have to tell us what they are if it's
No. We are looking at a development on the beach, not in Zanzibar, but in Dar. But I'm not. Let's just wait and see.
It's something we're looking at.
It's something we've looked at for some time, and it's something though that is now we're looking at positively because we see Tanzania growing positively.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's call it a day.
Call it a day.